Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, good morning, everyone, and welcome. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah, so today is 28th of April 2025. So we are in NFP week, and you know what NFP week means. Mostly, it's kind of like tricky. Yeah, so I'm seeing some opportunities this morning, but because it's Monday, you have to. I'm seeing some nice opportunities. I'm seeing some nice opportunities on some of the pairs, especially GBP, JPY, NZD card. I'm seeing opportunities. So let's go to the charts and see what we can do about them. Let's move straight to the charts. So it has even started playing out with GBP, JPY. It has even started playing out. So let's check the fundamentals first and see what's going on around the world. So I don't think there's Trump hasn't said anything. There's nothing going on. Everything has been kept cool. So yeah, so if you check the news, you notice even if I refresh the data, I'm not seeing any sign. So the only top news over here is Japan top currency. So you see, this is what I have access to when it comes to the fundamentals. So if you're new here, kindly give a like to the stream, kindly like the stream, kindly click on the thumbs up button, like the stream, kindly like the stream, and if you have not subscribed to the channel too, kindly do well to subscribe to the channel too as well. Yeah, so if you watch the fundamentals, you notice that Trump, there was no high impact news that is hitting the world or that is hitting the market this morning. Okay, so on top of with the high impact news, on top is what Japan top currency diplomat. So this is not media reports that so Chinese factories are stopping production and looking for new market as US tariffs hit. So 4 hours ago, so there was nothing said about the tariffs. Nothing was said about. I'm not seeing any news about the tariffs this morning. So I think the market is going to be calm. Dollar sellers pause with eye on US job. Yeah, so this week is going to be an NFP week. Okay, and you know what NFP? Mostly NFP weeks are kind of freaky. One thing from based on my experience in the market, NFP weeks are kind of very freaky. So when it happens like that, you need to be very, very careful. Make sure. So GBP JPY has already taken off. Yeah, it has taken off. So there was an opportunity on US GBP card, NZD card to buy. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so this one hasn't started yet. NZD card hasn't started yet. So today is Monday. Okay, today is Monday. So let's analyze JPY and see how it would have been down. So when you check the fundamentals, you notice that there was no high impact news this morning. Okay, there was no high impact news, and mostly one advice I'm going to be giving is what when it comes to trading, especially like the last days of the week, that's the last days of the week. It's kind of mostly things are kind of rough. Okay, so you need to be very careful, and we are ushering into, or we are about to be entering into NFP2. Okay, so when it comes to NFPs2, especially a lot of speculators or a lot of investors are kind of very reserved, waiting for the news, the job data to come out before they will make decisions. So mostly, especially when we start Monday, Tuesday, it's kind of cool, but on Wednesdays the market starts becoming very like slow, waiting for the news to be released before actions will be taken. You are going to be seeing the big spikes, the big candles in the market. That's what mostly happens in the market. Okay, when we are entering into NFP week. So that's what mostly happens. But when it comes to the fundamentals, let's check the economic calendar too and see. After checking the news, let's check the economic calendar and see. Yeah, so when you look at Monday, so Monday 28, okay, so when it comes to the lending session, we don't have anything like what do you call it, we don't have any high impact news over here. So JPY bank holiday, yeah, so there was nothing much that will be going on today. Okay, when it comes to the data releases, when it comes to the news releases, there was nothing much that will be going on today. Okay, so I think today is going to be calm day, but mostly on Mondays it's like I'm very reserved and very 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 patient with my decisions. Okay, I'm very very patient because Mondays, based on my experiences, kind of markets, when you are trading currencies especially, the market become very very freaky. So I'm kind of very, if you can hear me, kindly type 1 in the chat box, let me know. If you can hear me, type 1 in the chat box. And if you are listening to me and you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly let's subscribe to the channel and let's give a like to the stream too as well. With this kind of information, I'm giving it to you, someone who is very consistent. You are not going to get it mostly anywhere. So kindly show love by giving a like to the stream and subscribing to the channel too as well. So for us to break down the trade opportunities that I'm seeing on the chart, NZD card and GBP JPY, kindly give a like on the stream, and if you can hear me, kindly type 1 in the chat box, let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so you having the manual form and low key, is it low key TV? Yeah, so if you can hear me, kindly type 1 in the chat box, let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, type 1 in the chat box. So if trading is not becoming fun to you, then I don't know, trading is really really lovely. You see how I'm very passionate about the game. I really love the game. Okay, I love analysis, like analyzing it, and the thing plays out in your favor. You feel like it's your emotions, your feelings. There's some joy that fills your heart. Trading is it's lovely. I love it. I really really love trading. If you don't love trading, then I don't know, you came into with the mindset of just making it quick and just move, bounce. But if you came in with the mindset of just love the game, if you love the game, like, you are really really going to be you are going to get a concept very fast. Just love it. Okay, yeah, so when it comes to fundamentals, you don't have much that will be going on today. So let's see Tuesday. Let's review this week fundamentals. So on Tuesday too, as I said, mostly NFP week, Mondays and Tuesdays are the weeks, the days that it's kind of you get good opportunity setups and those. But on Wednesdays, that's when ADP hitting. Thursdays, I think PMI also hitting also. Thursdays mostly, yeah, GDP, employment data, Yeah, on Thursdays, I think, yeah, PMI also hitting on Thursdays, and Friday, that's the almighty NFP. Okay, the job data. So mostly the best times are the Mondays and the Tuesdays when it comes to the NFP week. Those are the times that it mostly gives you get good opportunities. Yeah. So let's see, on Tuesday we don't have something like, it's kind of cool. On Tuesdays it's kind of cool. On Wednesday we don't, the only high impact news we'll be having on Wednesday is ADP. Okay, ADP. Is also kind of job data, and you're having GDP too as well on card advance. So employment cost. So these are the fundamentals that will be happening on Wednesday. So you need to pay attention to. This week is NFP week. So if you are taking if you are taking an aggressive trade, or if you are trying to be if you are trying to be what do you call it? If you are trying to be very impulse in your decision making, just remind yourself that this week is not the safest week to just be aggressive. Take it slow, take it calm, be patient, and wait for the right things to happen. So on Thursday too, on Thursday we are going to be having the PMI. PMI is it's a volatile news event. Okay, it's a volatile news event, so that one you need to be very careful. And Friday too, that's the ADP. Okay, and you haven't part. Okay, that's going to be during the Asian session. Non-employment. So let's see. So today, so with time, as the stream is ongoing, you'll be interpreting the fundamentals too as well. But time is not at our side to be interpreting it today. So as time goes on, you'll be interpreting the fundamentals to know what is happening around, as in the news that is about to be released. So this week, the headline is NFP. Okay, the headline is NFP, so we need to pay attention to NFP. Yeah, so let's analyze GBP JPY. So what did I see before saying GBP JPY is going to buy, and it has even started? Okay, let me check Euro NZD too, because I even dropped that analysis in. Okay, Euro NZD has also started playing out. So if you are coming from my Telegram channel, you notice that yesterday during the Asian session I said I'm expecting a pullback. So the pullback happened. So at this point, the moment this one has been broken, the pullback happened, and what happened? Price is moving up. So now this has become the current support area over here. So at this point, the best time, maybe I'll wait for this candle to close. Okay, mostly at the initial stage of the session on Mondays, it's kind of, I'm not interested in the moves, because most of the moves are fake out moves. So what I'll wait for is when this one closes, I'll look for a buy and take a buy on this trade. But I'll wait for this one to close. If this one closes and gives me a convincing candle, I'll look for a buy. But before that, let's check GBP JPY for now. And I think NZD CAD2 is also giving a nice trade setup. So with GBP JPY, let's start from the highest time frame or higher time frame to see. So first of all, what you have to do is just identify the levels that if the market gets to those levels, what you are going to be seeing, the market is going to struggle to break out, or like the market is either going to reverse, so we term it as the reverse support and resistance levels. Okay, so you first of all turn it to a line chart. Okay, for beginner's sake, or for you to see to get the accuracy on the various levels, you turn it to a line chart. So you turn it to a line chart. Okay, turn it to a line chart and plot the various levels. So if you are plotting the various levels, to make sure it is close to, because you're having a lot of levels over here, so get to understand which one is close to the which one is close to the current market price. That's the most important thing. Which one is close to the current market price? So these ones are the ones close to the current market price. Okay, because as price made a retracement. Okay, as price made a retracement, this was a pullback. Okay, this was the pullback over here at the monthly time frame. And one thing you need to understand is what this one is not a valid one. Okay, this one becomes a valid one. The reason this one is not a valid resistance is what the candle is still in session. Okay, so if the candle is still in section, it can just flip bullish. Okay, Okay, so this one is not a valid support level at this moment, but this one is the current one because this one has closed. The candle has already closed, so this one becomes the current one. Okay, this one becomes a can. This one can just flip. This is the monthly time frame, and it's even though it can take a long time for it to happen, for the flip to take place, but it's still not valid. This is not a resistance at the moment. The reason, as I've said earlier, the reason this is not a resistance at the moment is what the candle hasn't closed yet. So this one can just flip bullish and it will just head up again. So it's not a valid one. So let's move to the weekly time frame. So with the weekly time frame, you need to identify your various rejectional levels. Okay, so identifying the various rejectional levels. So if you're a beginner and you see something like this, it becomes confusing. What exactly am I going to be looking for? It becomes confusing. But when you are reading the market, you read the market from the current market price. So where is the current market price? This is the current market price. Okay, so you read from your left. You read it from this side because you start from left because you are reading historical data. If you are moving right, that means what? It's a current data or a present data. But if you want to get historical data, you need to look left. This is the history that has happened. This is already past data. Okay, so you read from past data. So don't get confused when you see something like something scattered over here like this. I remember the first time I got introduced to Forex. When I saw something like this, I was kind of, what is this? I was kind of very confused. I remember auditorium 900 at UCC. I said, what is this on campus? So it's normal. Okay, it's normal. So at this point, this becomes the next rejectional level. This becomes the next rejectional level. Okay, if price is heading up, if price is moving up at this point, this is where price is going to get rejected. Okay, this is where price is going to get rejected. So just pay attention to the level. This one becomes the current market. This one becomes the current rejected. Okay, so let's move to the daily time frame. So moving to the daily time frame, you see now you are seeing, if you look left, okay, always check left. If you look left, you will notice that there was clean, no support and resistance, clean candles, straight up candles. There was no support or resistance levels over here. Yeah, so moving to the H4, so the daily time frame, just ask yourself what's the trend for the daily time frame. Okay, so the daily time frame trend, even though if you change it to a line chart, it's kind of still a downtrend, but this pattern is kind of it's giving a bullish signal. Okay, it's like a complex structure. This complex structure, if you have learned Elliott wave, you get to understand that you're having ABC. So ABC pattern can be like this, okay, or it can be something like this. So with the C, you can take them. So this same pattern happened on Euro NZD the other time. Was it Euro NZD? And I didn't take it. Okay, I didn't take it. But if it were to be now, I would have taken that sell that happened. So at this point, I see it to be a bullish pattern. Okay, even though the trend is a downtrend, but this is a bullish pattern. So moving to the H4 time frame. So this will be my target at this point. This point will be my target when price is heading up. So moving to the H4 time frame, so it has already taken off, but so I'm kind of very reserved. So this is where the entry would have been taken. You see, when I came, I said GBP the buy. I even dropped my distance. So this is the current support over here. Looking at the trend is what? An uptrend. So let's clear this chart. Let's say maybe there was nothing like this. Okay, the trend is an uptrend. So this point is going to be what? This point is going to be the next rejectional level. If price is heading up, this is the level that it is going to struggle to break out. Okay, so where did the entry come from? So if you have come to the chart and you have seen something like this, you see the candle, the body of the candle is resting exactly on this level over here. Price has pulled back. There was also a breakout. There was a pullback over here. So how can you find an entry? So this point, this is what buyer's exhaustion candle. So it means that when you move to the lower time frame, this is going to be a pullback bullish candles. Okay, this is going to be a pullback candle. So moving to the 30-minute time frame, so price has already taken off. It is moving a buy. So I think this would have been the okay. So this is how it's going to be done. So this is, what time is it? 4 o'clock. So you fast forward it. So this is a pullback. Okay, this is a pullback. So this is how I'm going to be entering the trade. This is how I'm going to be entering the trade. The moment there was a shift, so now the trend at the 30-minute time frame has changed. So the moment there was a shift in trend, that's when I'll be taking a buy. Or maybe you can move to the 15-minute time frame. Okay, it's also a downtrend. So you have to see a shift in trend to an uptrend before you go in for a buy. So let's fast forward it. So this is the point. So this was around 5 o'clock. So I wake up around 5 o'clock. So I saw this buy over here. But because of what? The day, that's why I kind of not impulsive. So this is where I will be taking my entry. My stop loss is going to be beneath the 30-minute structure. This will be my targets. And price is playing out at this point. So you see, very simple. Price is playing out at this point. So this point is going to be the target. It has already moved. It has already started moving. Okay, so at this point, you just learn from the trade. And I'm not interested in taking trades on Monday morning like this. So it's kind of very clean. If not what do you call it, the day, I would have taken a buy straight up. But I'm seeing another opportunity again on NZD card. So let's break it down. I think for that one, it hasn't started yet. Yeah, so NZD card hasn't started yet. And Euro NZD, what I'm expecting is what? Maybe I'll be waiting for this candle to close, then I'll go in for a buy. So you see, I analyzed this one perfectly, waiting for the pullback. During the Asian session, there was a pullback over here, and price is kind of, so if this candle close, I'll be looking for a buy. So let's analyze NZD card. GBP JPY has already taken off. Okay, GBP JPY, and it was kind of very clean. If you can remember, if you joined me earlier, you just noticed that I said there was opportunity on GBP JPY, but I even did my analysis, everything before even coming to the stream, and you people saw it, or you saw it by yourself. Okay, so I'm expecting price to head to this side. Okay, so let's check the daily time frame. If it can. So if the daily time frame, if this kind of flips, the chances that this one can just move. It's having a long-term bullish move. Okay, it's having a long-term bullish move. So if this one can just flip and move to, the chances that if this candle break the high, if it breaks its own high at this point, the chances that price can just flip and move to this side is very, very high. Okay, because if you look at the daily time frame, we're having clean candles over here. You see, looking left, we're having clean candles over here. Even though the H4 time frame, we are seeing a rejectional level. Okay, but I think the H4 time frame rejectional level can just be a short-term this thing. Maybe it can be a short-term target. Okay, so the chances that maybe if I'm in this trade, what I would have done is what? If price gets to this side, I will just break even. Okay, because I'm having a long-term projection, a long-term bias for this trade based on the daily time frame. And let's look at the weekly time frame too and see what's happening. Yeah, so the weekly time frame, even though the trend is, but the weekly time frame too, you're having a clean. So that means this pullback it can be a deep pullback. Okay, this is just a pullback. The overall direction of the market is what? At the weekly time frame is a downtrend. The overall direction at the weekly time frame is a downtrend. So this is how it goes: lows, pullback, lows. Okay, so this is where the trend changed. This is where we had the shift in trend. There was a shift in trend over here. So all these bullish candles you are seeing over here are all what? They are all pullbacks. Okay, that's what you need to understand. It's just a retracement or a reversal. They are all pullbacks. So if this one flip, if this candle flips bullish, the chances that price can move filling this wick. Okay, filling this wick. There was a wick fill over here. If it fills this wick, I'm having a long term based on the daily time frame. I'm very, very sure price can just fill the whole of this zone. Okay, so let's see how the week is going to end up. Let's see. So you're having some JPY news events over here. Let's see what Japan top currency diplomat Mimura media report that US Treasury Secretary Bezen said stronger. What is it saying about the JPY? No, it talks about FX target. So mostly what the Japanese mostly does is what they hedge their currency with the dollar. So Japan's currency diplomat. Yeah. So with technicals, I'm having a long-term projection for price to at least fill the whole of this zone over here. So let's see how it's going to go. So Friday, I entered a buy over here. Friday, I got a buy over here. But what happened is what? Price just stopped me out by this bearish candle. I would have been in this trade for now. It just stopped me out based on the news, and price decided to move up again. So let's see how it's going to go. It's looking good, but I'm not in the trade, even though I saw the move, but I'm not in the trade at this point. I'm not in the trade, so I'm hoping price is going to move to this side. So let's analyze NZD card and see what's happening. Yeah, let's analyze NZD card. So with NZD card, there was a great opportunity on gold during the Asian session. I was just breaking it down before coming to the stream. There was a nice opportunity that happened on gold. Okay, there was a nice opportunity. But before that, let's just analyze NZD card. So NZD card is also presenting an opportunity for a buy. So let's see. So moving to NZD card, starting from the monthly time frame on NZD card. Starting from the monthly time frame on NZD card, you change it to if the chart is kind of confusing. If you're a beginner and the chart is if you are starting out drawing your levels and the chart is kind of confusing to you, one thing you need to do is change it to a line chart. Plot the levels very well. Okay, you change it to a line chart and you plot the levels very well. So moving to the monthly time frame, there was a level over here. You see this where price is. This is the current market price at this point. This is the current market price. So if price is moving up, it is going to move up. This is the level that it is going to struggle to break out. Okay, so this point becomes a rejectional level. Okay, this point becomes a rejectional level. So moving to the daily time frame. So if you are here, kindly give a like. Okay, you guys are doing well. You have given a like to the stream. You've done well. All right. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, too, kindly do well and subscribe to the channel. All right. So the monthly time frame, there was this rejectional level over here. Okay, there was this rejectional level over here, because if price is moving, we are having highs, we are having lows, we are having highs. If price is coming down, it is going to come down. So it has already done the pullback. So if this one is moving up, it is going to move up to this level. Okay, so this one is also now a valid level. So if you move it and bring it, this is how it's going to do. So you are expecting a pullback. Okay, we are expecting a pullback to this level. So this is going to be a valid level. So that's how you plot out your various levels. So this one becomes a new support level. Okay, and this is a new resistance level. So let's move to the weekly time frame. So you have to make sure your line is touching the levels exactly, because the body of the candle is what you are going to use to make your decision. So if the body of the candle, you are going to use the body of the candle to make decision, like asking if it breaks above and below. Okay, if it breaks above and below, that's what you are going to use it to make your decision. So let's move to the weekly time frame. So what I'm doing is what we call it top-down analysis, analyzing from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. So we have another rejection now. So you see the equilibrium levels or the pivotal levels are kind of not clear. So if they are not clear, just turn it to a line chart. You see the clarity. So there's another level over here. If price is coming down, it's going to struggle to be on this level. So this is monthly time frame. This is monthly time frame. So this is another level over here. So moving to the daily time frame. So you see so this is where you are going to be checking the trend. What's the trend at the daily time frame? The daily time frame trend is what? The daily time frame trend at this point is what? We are seeing more of what? We are seeing more of. You are seeing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher high. So of higher highs and higher lows. So the daily time frame is what is equal to an uptrend. The trend is what? An uptrend. Let's see the H4. If H4 is going to be in line with what you are seeing at the daily time frame. So after identifying the direction, let's see the rejectional levels. So let's see the rejectional levels. So you have to make sure this level is very important level. So we need to make sure it is on it exactly. Okay. So moving to the daily time frame. So the daily time frame, there was no support and resistances over here. Okay, so you see how it is currently struggling to break above the level. Is it weekly time frame? Yeah, this is weekly time frame. It is not monthly time frame. So this is weekly time frame. So if you have any question, kindly drop it in the chat box. Drop your questions in the chat box. Okay. So moving to the daily. So this is a weekly time frame. So the daily time frame, the direction is what? An uptrend, right? Let's move to the H4 time frame trend. So H4 trend 2 is also what? What's H4 trend? So price did more of higher high. So at this point, this is in what? An uptrend. The moment it broke over here, price turned to what? An uptrend. So price is in what? An uptrend and made a pullback over here. Someone is saying earlier in the morning, go send me home. So Oliver, were you buying or selling? You will break down good. Were you buying or you were selling? Good has taken you to the village. Were you buying or you were selling? So price has pulled back over here. Don't worry, I will give you a signal for you to recover your losses. So just follow. So price has pulled back over here. So just consolidating over here. So the H4 time frame trend 2 is also what? I'll give you a signal for you to recover your losses. You were buying, damn, bro. Why did you buy gold? The trend was so. As I told you, you need to understand the time frame. Guys, don't be in rush to make. If you be in rush to make money in this game, you are rather going to go back to your village. Okay, use the time frame that makes sense. If you are using gold, the time frame, H4 time frame is a bearish. I even saw a nice opportunity during the Asian session. I'll break it down for everyone to see the opportunity I saw. It was in what? The trend at the daily time frame, H4 time frame is a downtrend. Why were you buying gold? You see, you buy and sell and support because you said price has gotten into a support, you just buy. That's not follow the trend. The trend is your friend. Okay, if you go against the trend, mostly it's a suicider. Why were you buying gold? The H4 trend was a downtrend. The H4 trend was a downtrend. So focus on the time frames that make sense. The lower time frames mostly gives fixed signals. They mostly give fixed signals. Yeah, so your eye clear, right? Oliver, your eye clear. As the market took your money, your eye clear. Yeah, so I'll give you a signal. So pay attention to NZD card. So at this point, NZD card is kind of pulling back. It has broken the high. So I'm opting for a buy for this move. Okay. So at this point, what you are going to be looking for is what? When we see a bullish candle, how you are going to go for the entry. When you see a bullish trend like this, so what I'm saying, it doesn't mean you can't lose, but you need to analyze at the higher time frame. So this is what I'm saying. This is how the entry is going to be on NZD card. So with the NZD card, this is what I'm expecting. So a similar thing to what we experience on GBP card. This is the entry. Okay, this is what I'm expecting it to happen. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting. So currently, the reason why I'm not going to be impulsively to be taking a buy is what? I want to take a buy. Okay, and you know that bullish candles, green candles are for buy, red candles are for sell. At this point, the market is printing bearish candle. Why do I have to impulsively take a buy? The candles are printing. There's red candles being printed over here. Why do you want to take a buy? That is a bad decision you take. Okay, that is a bad decision you take. So at this point, what I will urge everyone to be doing is what? At least wait for a signal. The signal is what? Let the market give you a clue. Okay, let the market give you a hint of what it is about doing. So the hint is going to be, if at least you see a bullish candle, if this candle flips bullish, close bullish, then we can confidently take a buy. Okay, so don't rush the process. Let's wait for confirmation. You see, H1 is printing bearish candles, 30 minutes is printing bearish candles, M15 time frame is printing bearish. Why do you want to take a buy? Even though the overall setup, the overall direction is what? A bullish trend, but entries are very important. So at this point, what we are waiting for is what? A bullish candle to be printed, then we go in for a buy. Let's wait for the market to give us a confirmation. Let the market give us a signal, okay, before we go in for a buy. So at this point, I'm waiting for this candle. If this candle close bullish, I can impulsively take a buy targeting this zone, because the overall direction at the H4 time frame, if you analyze the H4 time frame very well, you will notice that this candle, the ongoing bearish candle over here that has flipped bearish, has broken above this one. So it tells you that candle structure is an uptrend, pattern structure is an uptrend. Okay, so for us to know that this bearish move, for us to know that buyers have exhausted, or yes, sellers have exhausted, okay, sellers are no more in control, we need to see a closure of a bullish candle. Then we take a buy. That's the best way, because if you move to all the lower time frame, H1 is printing bearish candles, 30 minutes is printing bearish candle, 15 minutes is printing bearish candle. Why do you want to take a buy? That would be because price. Are you going to say because price has gotten to this level, so I'm going to take a buy? Now, this level can be broken. The best confirmation I would say is what? Not to just set your limit orders, buy and sell on what levels. Make sure you are getting a candle confirmation. What in conjunction or in confluence with what? With the time of the day or volume time. Okay, I trade price action. This is my trading style. I trade price action. I read price action plus volume. Okay, is equal to my system, my strategy. Volume is very important. So how do I know volume is in the market? I know volume. Some people are going to be using indicators, MACD. Is it MACD? RSI and those things to determine that volume is in the market. But my volume is determined by the time of the day. That is how my volume is determined. So price action, I read price action plus volume. It's equal to my strategy. You get it? So volume is I determine my volume time based on what? The time of the day. So at this point, if I'm seeing a nice confirmation, I understand that volume is in the market because of the current time we are in. Okay, we are heading towards lending open. Active, it's an active market section. You get it? So I can confidently take a buy. So that's called the bro from the cramba. That's the confirmation you need to wait for. Okay, so don't fight the market. If you take a buy now, you are fighting the market. It's like the market is telling you that I'm moving down and you are fighting it. Now move up. Just you are fighting the market. You don't have to fight the market. You get it? You don't have to fight the market. So you see how heavily it is moving down, even though you've analyzed and you've noticed that this one is going to move up. So let's see what I'm talking about. Let's see what GBP/JPY. You see, with GBP/JPY, for instance, we waited for the market when the candles were printing bearish. We were seeing bearish candle. I waited for this candle to close to give me a confirmation that the market is ready to move before what saying it is going to buy. Okay, so it's the same thing. So let's move to Euro NZD2 and see what's happening over there. So at this point, Euro NZD. So let's finalize the NZD card. So NZD card is what I'm saying. If you watch, you can just picture this thing in your memories, or you can just write it in your notebook. When it happens, then you go in for a buy. So at this point, if you look at the 30-minute candle, you notice that the 30-minute candle opens with no wick at the top. So the chances that this one can just make a flip is very high. Okay, this one started just boom, no wick at the top. So the chances that it can just flip close bullish is very high. So some people think like they are going to get it trading within a day. That is not how it works. Okay, that's not how it works. It takes time. Okay, so if you keep on listening to me, you are going to see some common things that I mostly say. You just add it to your system. You get it? So don't just have the mindset that you're going to get it within a day. That's not how it works. As I'm explaining it like this, it has taken me like 6 to 7 years now. So don't try to be me within your first day. Don't try to be me. Okay, I've done it for 6 years, consistently passionate about it. Yeah, so at this point, as I said, that is what you are waiting for on GBP/JPY. We are waiting for a flip of the candles and we're going for a buy. Okay, so let's check Euro. What's again? Euro NZD, right? Yeah, Euro NZD. Yeah, so with Euro NZD, have you analyzed Euro NZD? Yeah. So let me clear everything. So with Euro NZD, let's move to the monthly time frame. So as I indicated, this is a current. If price is moving down, okay, price has broken out from these zones. So if price starts moving down, you get it. If it is moving down, it is going to struggle to break around this side. You get it. It's going to struggle to break around this side. It is going to struggle to break. So we're having this level 2 over here. Okay, because if price is coming down, if it is coming down, it is going to come down to these levels. So let's move to the weekly. So the weekly time frame is also, so since price is not going to get to this level any moment soon, let's just shift it to this side. It is not going to get there any moment soon, but you will keep on adjusting our system. We will keep on analyze, reanalyze as time goes on. Okay, we will keep on analyzing. So this is monthly. This monthly time frame. This monthly time frame. So we haven't another. Is it weekly? It's weekly rather. So this weekly time frame. Yeah, this weekly time frame. This weekly time frame. So this is the weekly range. So for the week, you see the weekly is also setting out very well. It's setting out very nice. So we are expecting price has gotten to this level. So the weekly time frame is also confirming that price can move to this side, because price just made a breakout pullback on this level. So we are expecting price to continue to this side. So the weekly is what? A bullish trend with a confirmation that price has gotten to a key level over here. So let's move to the daily time frame. So moving to the daily time frame, the daily time frame trend. So last week, for instance, I was very, very reserved on Euro NZD because I see the daily time frame structure to be what? An uptrend. I see the daily time frame structure to be what? An uptrend. Okay, so there was price just made a pullback, and you know, if a trend is what? An uptrend, and it's getting invalidated to what? A downtrend. What most the rule says that price should make higher highs and break the higher low. But at this point, price made higher high, just made higher low, high, low. You see, none of the higher lows were being, none of the higher highs were being broken. This is just high. It just made higher low. It just made high. It just made higher low. It just made high. Just made higher low. You see, the previous higher highs were not broken. So it confirms that the trend is still what? An uptrend. So last week, for instance, I was very, very confused on this trend. Okay. So at this point, the trend is what? The daily time frame trend is a downtrend. Okay, the daily time frame trend is a downtrend. So there was a rejectional level 2 at this point. So moving to the H4 time frame. So moving to the H4 time frame. So the daily is what? An uptrend. H4. What's the H4 direction? So the H4 direction, price just made lower low. Okay. Price was at certain point an uptrend. Price was certain point an uptrend. So the moment it broke this one, the trend shifted to what? A downtrend. So there was lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So the trend at this point is what? A downtrend. Okay. So where did everything shift to an uptrend again? Everything, there was a change in character or a change in trend at this point. So this is where the trend shifted to what? The moment this candle broke, above this one, there was a change in trend, because the rule says it should make lower, if it is in a downtrend, it should make lower low and break the previous lower high. So it has broken this one. So the trend at this point is what? An uptrend. The trend at this point is what? An uptrend. You get it? The trend is an uptrend. So if price is moving up, it is going to move up, head to this level. This is the level price is going to. Sorry. So this is the current market. So at this point, this one is no more valid, in the sense that price has just broken out, made a pullback over here. Okay, so this point is no more valid. This is no more valid. There was a key level over here. Okay, so this is the current support over here. So this is the zone we are targeting. This is the zone we are targeting. Okay, so at this point, if this candle close, you're having like 2 hours. If this candle close, give us a bullish confirmation. What I'll be doing is what? I'll be going in for a buy. Okay, I'll be going in for a buy like this. So the risk reward is like 1 to 5. Yeah. So this is what I'll be looking for. But before that, maybe 30 minutes can give me some nice confirmation. That will also be fine. So if you look left, you see there was a clean zone, H12, there was a clean traffic. Okay, there was a clean candles to your left. I think with this one, so if it is a good time to trade, I think the H1 is even given an entry. So you could have even taken an entry over here. By the timing, as I said, Mondays, early morning, it's kind of very risky. So I'm not going to risk anything at this moment. I'm just going to be patient. Maybe from 9 o'clock going, the market is kind of calm. So I'm expecting the market to move to the side. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. So I'm waiting for this H4 to close, so then take decision based on what the next candle. Yeah, so far so GBP JPY keeps on kind of, yeah, so this is the target for GBP JPY, but it's Monday, so you just have to be cool. Just don't rush currencies. Don't rush currencies for now. Okay, don't rush, because a lot of moves now is fake out moves. So I'm not rushing anything on currencies for now. Okay, so now the opportunities of today is Euro NZD, a buy. NZD card you are waiting for. So NZD card, I think, yeah, so NZD card keeps on invalidating, so maybe it will be out of our books. If it's closed below, the trend has been invalidated, so the buy is not going to be valid anymore. So you see the reason, the importance of waiting for an entry. Okay, so if you are not good at your entries, you need to master, because sometimes the market can present a good setup for you, but if there was no entry and you rush because it is giving you a setup, you are going to fail. So wait for entries. Okay, as I indicated earlier, I didn't take decision because price has gotten to, I know this is a key, this is a strong level. Okay, this is a strong level that if price gets to this level, the chances that it's mostly bounce, it mostly reverse is very high. You get it? It mostly reverse is very high, but I said my confirmation is mostly based on what candles. This is also part of my confluences. So if candle close on this level, then it will give me a confirmation that price is going to move up. Okay, price is going to move up. So if it breaks below, the chances that the candle will be closing below this level is very high, because this is the candle low. Okay, if it closes below, the chances that price is going to be validated is very high. So at this point, there's no entry. You get me? There's no entry, so don't force things. So now our eyes are on Euro NZD. So let's see, Euro NZD hasn't closed yet, so GBP JPY, let's see what's happening. Yeah, it's also pulling back. So you see, what I said, mostly Mondays are kind of freaky. Monday morning like this are kind of freaky. My best times are like Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday. Those times I'm kind of hitting it hard. But Mondays, just be patient with yourself. Yeah, so let's see. So on top of our watch list now is going to be Euro NZD for a buy. If the H4 close, you're going to be looking for a buy. So GBP JPY, it's also on the move. NZD card, let's see, if it closed below, it has been invalidated. If this candle close, if this H4 candle continue to close below, then it has been invalidated. Let's see the rest. So GBP JP card also presented an opportunity, but the range is very small. Yeah, so USD CHF2 is one thing that I'm looking forward, one currency pair I'm looking forward to. So I'm looking for a breakout out of this one, a pullback, then we're going for a buy. Okay, then we're going for a buy. That's what I'm looking forward to be taking on Euro, USD CHF. But let's see if that opportunity is going to be given to us on Euro NZD. So let me bring it on top. USD CHF rather. Let's see USD card. USD card is in a range. You get it? It's in a range because you're having lots of rejectional levels. So currently, avoid USD card. I'm not interested. AUD JPY2 is in a range, so I'm also not interested. So NZD JPY2 is also in a range. I'm not interested. Euro card is also in a range. I'm not interested for today. GBP USD2 is also in a range. You get it? You're having a lot of rejectional levels over here. I'm not interested in GBP USD. A lot of consolidations. Yeah, so Euro AUD on Friday. I alerted my private group about this one, that when the market opens, I'm going to go in for a sell. But you see something, the trend shifted over here. Okay, there was a trend shift over here, but this one, the way things are moving, I'm very sure price is going to get to this side. Okay, price is going to get to this side, but the timing is not good for me. So if you are in my private group, you can check it. I indicated that price is going to, that would be the first thing you are going to sell. Okay. So Euro AUD2 is also a nice thing to look for. The daily trend too is looking good. Okay, there was a wick fill over here. Yeah, so it's kind of looking good, But the trends, if you look at the trend, so I will not bet my money on this trade. You see, you know something, the H4 trend, I don't know whether this one got broken. Yeah, so it's like the body, yeah. So the H4 trend, the body of the candle broke above, but it was not visible. So if there was no clarity in something, but I'm very sure this one is going to just flip down. Okay, because this is a strong level over here at the daily time frame. That's a strong level. So the chances that price is going to move down is very high. Okay, the chances that it's going to move down is very high. But it's Monday, so let me bring it on top. It's looking promising. Yeah, so our first analysis is playing out perfectly. GBP JPY. Do you know something? I love when I analyze and the thing plays out in my direction. It moves in my direction. There is joy that fills my heart. It tells me that I'm doing the right thing. So we're expecting price to move to this side. Yeah, so Euro NZD2 is also moving. We are hoping it will not move before us. Okay, we are hoping it will not move before us. Yeah, so lending session, the lending has opened. Okay, so that's why it's kind of, you are seeing some spike. Wow, GJ is kind of moving crazy. GJ is moving. So I remember last year lending opened like this. Crazy moves. You are going to be seeing crazy move by This year when Trump came on power, you don't even see crazy moves during lending session. You don't know why. Like Mondays, yeah, what do you call it? Like lending session by now, you would have been seeing some crazy spikes in the market. But now we are not seeing those things. Lending doesn't even move like as we used to see. Things has changed. The market has changed. I don't know whether I'm the only one experiencing something of that sort. The market has changed. Yeah, so let's look at gold and Nasdaq. So Nasdaq has taken off. Okay, so if Nasdaq is buying, then the dollar should be strong because people are having hope in the US stocks. So the dollar too should be strong. Yeah. So the Oliver, why did you take a buy whilst the market is what? So it is very important you learn how to read the market. You are seeing something like this and you are taking a buy. Why will you do something of that sort? Taking a buy. Why will you do something like this? Why do you have to take a buy? What did you see? The markets are giving you bearish candles. Is it because gold is always buying, so you want to take a counter trend? If you do something like that, the market is just going to hit you hard. So there was a nice opportunity over here during the Asian session on gold. So there was a key level over here at the H. So the dollar is gaining strength. That's why the Nasdaq is also moving up. Okay, that's why the Nasdaq is moving up. The dollar is gaining strength. So the stocks are also moving, rising. So that's why gold is falling. Yeah. So this is the opportunity I was talking about on gold. So this is the opportunity I was talking about. So you see, the market created this. There was this resistance over here. The market created this resistance over here. Okay, so this resistance, or this is an exhaustion candle. This is an exhaustion candle. You get it? So with this exhaustion candle, what you have to do, if you move to the lower time frame, you notice that they are bullish candles. This is a pullback. So you see, this one is giving you a pullback. This one is also giving you a pullback at this point. You get it? This is also giving you a pullback at this point. So this is how you can take a buy. You can take a sell. So since the H4 time frame is a downtrend, because the trend is what? A downtrend. Price has broken, pulled back, created this resistance over here. So it's a downtrend. Okay. So at this point, you need to wait for a bearish candle confirmation, as I indicated on NZD card. As I was talking about it on NZD card. Wait for a bearish candle confirmation. So this is what I was talking about. Wow, you just move straight. So this is the sell, but I was thinking that was a confirmation. Yeah, so this was the confirmation. This is where the entry would have been taken. You get it? There was a shift in trend over here, so this is where the entry would have been taken. So this will be the target. Then you take the sell. It was very simple and straightforward. Okay, it was very simple and straightforward. So at this point, price keeps on. If the candle closed below this one, we can be looking for another sell again. Okay, but the candle hasn't closed, so not interested. So I'm still opting for more sell on gold, because if you look at the daily time frame, you notice that you have clean traffic over here. So I'm opting for more sell on gold. Yeah, so Nasdaq keeps on moving up, but if you look at the Nasdaq at the H4 time frame, The candle opens with no wick, but that's not an excuse. So you're having this rejectional level over here. So maybe price can just stop around that side. Okay, it can just stop around that side, but it's still trending up. So it tells you that the dollar is kind of stronger this morning. This morning the dollar is strong. Yeah, so Euro NZD is moving. GBP JPY. GBP JPY is also, it's moving, it moves and it retreats. But this is the target. The overall target is at this point. So that's it. Please check USD JPY. I'm seeing some buy option. USD JPY. USD JPY is, it's not a pair I trade because I don't like the moves. So the daily time frame is a downtrend. Yeah, H4 is a downtrend. So let me analyze it for you. So looking at the monthly time frame, so there was this rejectional level over here. So looking at the weekly time frame. So looking at the weekly time frame, the next stop is going to be at the side. At the daily time frame, price is an uptrend, so it's looking good. It has broken above the zone, but you need to wait for confirmation. If you look at the H4 time frame, if you look left, okay, if you look left, you notice that you are having a lot of rejectional levels over here. There were a lot of rejections. There was a lot of rejections. So wait for price to, our advice, you wait for price to break out. Okay, you wait for price to break out. It's giving you a buy setup, but it's advisable you wait for price to break out, pull back, then you go in for a buy. That's what I would advise you to be doing. Don't impulsively take the breakout. It's kind of very risky. If it breaks out, wait for the market to breathe, then you continue the trend. Okay, you to continue the trend. That's what I would advise you to be doing, Enoch. That's what I would advise you to be doing. Yeah, so Euro NZD, we are hoping you're having like 1 hour 48 minutes. Yeah, GBP JPY too is also pulling back. Yeah, so that's the analysis for the day. No high impact news, no unexpected news events. So we are safe. Yeah, so we are good to go for today. Okay, let me check BTC USD. All right, so guys, thank you all for joining today's stream. I really appreciate. All right, so let's call it a day. So have a nice day, guys. Stay safe. Don't rush the process. So as I said, as I indicated, the ones you are looking for, Euro NZD is a pair we are looking up to. Okay, so we are hoping it's not going to move before time. Euro NZD, we are hoping it's not going to move before time. So if you check my Telegram channel, you notice that it is the same setup I dropped. Price just made a pullback and it is happening exactly. But as I said, the timing is not good for me. So All right, guys. So thank you. See you all same time, maybe on Thursday. But I will keep you updated on the channel too. I'll be dropping some daily outlook. Okay, I'll be dropping. So if you have not put in the channel on notification, in all notification, kindly do so. Kindly put the channel so that anytime I drop anything on the channel, you get to know first. Okay, anytime I drop anything on the channel, you get to know first. So put it on. So you are keeping an eye on. If you are keeping an eye on Euro NZD for today, waiting for this candle to close. If it closed, then I will look for a buy. If it close, I'm waiting for the H4 to close. If it close, I'll be looking for a buy to fill this small range. It will be like 1-to-1 trade. I'll be looking for a buy. So that's what I'll be looking forward to be taking. Okay. All right. So see you all same time. Maybe next Thursday. All right. Bye bye.